Hey guys, welcome back. Alex here, and I've got another head unit. So let's open it up and see what we've got. I was meant to do a further review on the other head unit I had, but what happened was I ended up selling it because it was exactly the same as all the other reviews. So I thought there's no point doing a further review on that. It's just going to waste people's time. So I thought there's no point doing that further review. So yeah, let's see what we've got here. Same as all the other head units, you get your similar cables and all the other adapters, GPS, camera spots, etc. So I'm just going to put that to the side, and let's see what the unit looks like. So with this head unit, I think it's 1 gig and 16 gigabytes of storage, so pretty weak again. From now on, I'll probably start getting 2 gig ones. It's probably the last of the gigabyte ones. So yeah, let's see. So again, new head unit. I've gone for the OEM kind of look. So it's an 8-inch screen, and you've got your buttons, etc. So yeah, I just want to see what it looks like, because all my other head units had a full screen with minimal buttons and some less bezels. So let's have a look. Again, I think the UI is going to look same as all the other head units, but it's not a problem, because all you have to do is just put a launcher on it to go to your Play Store and download whatever launcher you want and make it look different. So let's see what we got. See if it's there you go. So you got your volume button here, you got your tune here for the radio, play button, got on off here, navigation band for the radio, I think, back button. Not sure what that is, probably nothing. Okay, it's not, it's just an extra button. Same here, you got your Bluetooth, equalizer, menu. I think you got your mic here. No, you got your mic here, that's reset button. At the back, I'm guessing it's going to look exactly the same as all the other ones. Yes, it does. You got your GPS, antenna, GPS, your slots, and yeah, exactly the same. So what I'm going to do is go to the car and install it and see what it looks like. See you guys in a bit. Okay, so I'm in the car. I've downloaded a few apps and I played around with some of the buttons. Firstly, I just want to say that was a reset button and not up there. So I'm not sure what that is. What I did find out was it's got this little plug here thing. So I'm not sure if you can put an SD card in there. It didn't state it, so I'm not sure. And it's got the same thing here, but it's like a little blank. There's nothing in there. You can see the circuit board from inside that little slot. So that's what those two buttons are. I'm guessing that the upgraded version of this, it has different things, like USB slot probably and memory card slot or something like that. But in terms of UI, etc., exactly the same. So I'm not going to go into much detail on those, but as you can see, exactly the same UI as all the other head units that I've reviewed. Your back button working fine. You've got your navigation. You've got your menu button. Oh. You've got radio. You've got your mute here. You've got your volume. You've got your tuner. So what that would do is go to the next radio station. Same as skipping or going forward or going backwards to a track. That I'll show you that in a second. You've got your equalizer. You've got your Bluetooth. So these are pretty handy buttons to have. I actually prefer this kind of head unit compared to just all full screen, and the glass feels pretty smooth, same as the other one. One thing I did notice was some of the 9-inch head units, it cut off the bottom bit, whereas this one gives you a full kind of display. I'm not sure if I can show you what I mean, but if I go into one of the apps, for instance, what it used to do is cut off a bit of the bottom section of it. So you can't really see it unless you come up and then look down at it, because the glass kind of like the screen kind of like goes underneath the fascia bit. So that's one kind of pro it has compared to the other head units. In terms of all the other little bits and bobs, exactly the same. The only problem with this is it doesn't have DSP, so the sound quality is not as great as the other more expensive ones. It's got 1 gig of RAM, so it does kind of lag sometimes. But generally, I prefer this kind of look. It looks a bit more OEM compared to the other head units, and kind of like fits in and looks a lot better. Build quality is really good as well. Buttons feels really good. These are really sturdy. The fascia looks really good, and generally I'm just kind of pleased with the build quality. In future, if I did buy another one of these, I'll definitely get something with 2 gigs on the 2 gigs of RAM with DSP built in, and I think that would be like the best kind of all-rounder, because at the moment it's only got 1 gig and it does kind of like lag sometimes. But let me just play some games, etc., so you can see how it performs, because it still performs pretty good. And is, you know, as I said, 1 gig is not the best, but it's it kind of works with head units, because you're not really doing anything really what do you call it? Not really doing anything really intensive. It's just basic maps, listen to music, which you can handle pretty well. But having that extra gig, if you wanted to, you know, have multitask at the same time, then that would be pretty handy. And what it doesn't have as well is the split screen, so you can't have multiple screens on the same display, which is pretty bad. But you get what you pay for, really. Okay, so game's about to start. Let's just get past the menu bit. So as you can see, games, it kind of, you know, works for basic games, etc. Got a bit of a lags here and there, kind of stutter, but overall it kind of works. Let's get the volume up. So yeah, pretty decent. Let's get out of there. Let's go back to the menu. So we're going to quickly play a track on Spotify so you know how it sounds like. And like I said, you can go forward and backwards, which is pretty cool, because you can't do that with steering wheel. And before I had to use the screen because I didn't have buttons on my other head units, so I'll show you that. So as you can see, skipping tracks, going backward, forward, pretty good. Pauses it as well at the same time. So it pauses it with this button. As you can see here, pause, play. And then here, it actually mutes it. So you've got those two kind of options. You want to mute it or you want to pause it. And the other head units, you can't do that. You can only mute it. It wouldn't pause it unless you touch the screen. So I'm kind of like digging this head unit. I prefer it. I probably in future probably have one of these as my main ones, just better spec ones. Let's go back and see what else we've got. So you've got your button here. Sorry if you can't see the screen properly, it's because it's really sunny outside. It's probably best doing it at night time, but you've got these main, you know, features at the front, and then you've got the actual apps here. Exactly the same as all the other ones. I'm not going to detail with all the apps, but you've got your, you know, browser, and you can, you know, it's same as, you know, using a tablet. So let's go into the app and see what we can do. So yeah, just going to BBC. There you go, you can browse, etc. Just go into the car settings so you guys can see again, you can see all your details. So it's reading off the camera so you can see all the details of your car. So yeah, and the door stuff is all working fine. You see doors opening, closing, etc. You've got your Play Store here as well, so you can download whatever apps you want. If you don't like Google Maps, then you can download Waze. If you don't like Waze, you can download another mapping service. So you got, you know, Google Maps, and it's all kind of set up already. So I've got all my apps that I wanted to download and use, so that's all there. So you've got your YouTube. Let me just open up my latest video to show you how it looks like. Let's put the resolution up. So it only goes 720, which is pretty. It's okay for a small head unit, but 1080 would have been better. So let's get that expanded.
OEM.
So that's what it looks like. Sorry about the reflection, but screen looks all right. Like I said, it's a sunny day today, so that's why there's a lot of reflection. So that's what it looks like. And let's get that small again so you guys can see. So yeah, it works as a normal, you know, as if you're using a tablet. So that's how it kind of works. That's YouTube for you. Google Maps all working fine. Slight lag because obviously it's trying to load up all the street names and stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. A better spec one would have been better with a bit more memory and a bit of faster CPU. So sometimes worth spending just a little bit more just to get that better experience. That's what I've kind of experienced with the cheaper kind of 1 gig versions of the head unit. So if it was me personally, I'll start spending a little bit more, get better CPU and GPU just for that overall better experience. So that's Google Maps. And then lastly, what I want to show you is if you don't like the look of the UI, you can change it with the different launchers. So this one's called Car Launcher. So you can change it to how you want it, but this is the default screen. You can add all your little apps and things like that. Change it to where you want and it will be a lot better. And yeah, I normally put a different car launcher on, but since I've been changing my head units quite a lot, I just use the default one. But that's another kind of options you can do with your head units, make it a little bit more better. I think that's it for the video. There's nothing else to show you. If you guys have any questions, just write them down below. Remember to subscribe and like the video. I've got another head unit coming, so I'll do a review on that. So that one's a 2 gig one, so hopefully it's better experience, a little bit different to the other head units. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.